Welcome to another edition of Goober Pasta. Have you ever tried to liberate a Denny's? Well, if you have, this next tale will be quite spooky.
Democracy, freedom, the American way of life has been hijacked, not by terrorists, but by politicians, corporations, people with money, Antifa, the Knights of Columbus, Chuck E. Cheese workers, and go-go dancers at janky bars in small towns. These were the true threats to democracy. My name is Ronald Sterling. That's right, Ronald Sterling, and I'm an American. And my town has finally been hijacked. I live in Anderson, Texas. And there's one thing I love more than anything else in this world. And that's Denny's. Grand Slam breakfast, coffee, hot, pancakes, all delivered to me by good, honest, hardworking Americans. But all that changed when I went into my local Denny's and I saw other people working there. You know who these people were? Liberals. One of them had a Biden pin on their apron when they were back there cooking. I ran out and cried in my truck like a wiener, because that's what has become of my beloved Denny's. And I knew the only American thing I could do was liberate Denny's. I got all my necessary supplies, my diabetes medication, my blood pressure medication, my glucophage, which is to help with my diabetes, a change of Wrangler jeans, my work boots that I've worn since 1970, and last but not least, my Duck Dynasty hat that said happy, happy, happy on it. Oh, yes, and the many guns that I own, because this is Texas. And you're coming out of the womb in Texas with a gun, because that's just how things are in Texas. My name's Randy Sterling, by the way, if you haven't already caught that. That's going to be very important to this story. I decided I would ignite Operation Grand Slam at 6 p.m. on Tuesday. That Monday night before I went to bed, I prayed to my good Christian God that He would give me the strength and the courage to liberate my Denny's and take it out of the hands of these Antifa-loving Democrats. I drove my truck up to the Denny's the next day at 5:55, and I waited till 5:59. I straightened the bill on my Duck Dynasty hat. I went and got my mini guns, and I walked in the front door. "Hi, Randy," the peppy girl said. "I haven't seen you here in about a week. You want your usual table?" I didn't say anything to her. I bypassed her, and I attempted to jump up on a bar that was at the front of the Denny's diner, but I was having a little trouble because I really can't jump. My weight makes it difficult for me to do things like that, so I kind of did this belly flop / half roll. I knocked over another customer's Grand Slam. Hash browns and toast went flying everywhere onto the floor. Finally, I was able to get up on the bar, but I slipped on a stick of butter. Many patrons at Texas Denny's eat butter with like every meal, so it's not uncommon for there to be whole sticks of butter like just laying on the bar. Thankfully, my excess body weight provided enough padding and I bounced back up pretty easily. "All right," I exclaimed. "I'm here to liberate this Denny's, and if you're an American, you're gonna join me." Everybody stopped and looked at me for a second, and then kept eating like I didn't say anything at all. "Hey," I proclaimed, "this is America, and this Denny's has been taken over by libs. And if we don't do something about it, then sexual predator Joe Biden's gonna come in here and sniff all of us. At least that's what I think he's gonna do, according to all the biased meme pages I follow on Facebook and other various social media platforms that I get suspended from because I can't control my anger, and I just call everybody filthy names that don't agree with me." But they didn't acknowledge me. They just ignored me. So I discharged a shot into the air. I said, "Hey, everybody, this is America." Finally, the cook that had ignited all this came out. He was wearing his Joe Biden pins right on his apron. He came up to me and he said, "Randy." How he knew my name, I don't know. "Randy, it's okay, Randy. Come down here." I came down next to him. I had the gun in my hand, ready to fire at a moment's notice. "Randy, go ahead and shoot. It's okay, Randy. I give you permission." I didn't hesitate to start unloading shot after shot into this liberal. I pumped his body full of holes and he went flying behind the counter of Denny's. But then he jumped back up like nothing happened. To my horror, the bullet holes transformed over a liquidy ripple across his body. I stood there horrified. I shot up some insulin because my blood sugar dropped rapidly after seeing all this, and I could feel it. "Randy," he said, "relax. It's okay. It's time for you to join us, Randy." Every member of the Denny's staff and the patrons all stood up and surrounded me. I wish I had saved some ammunition for everybody else, but I pumped it all into this one guy. They surrounded me and looked directly at me. "Randy," they said, "Randy. It's time, Randy," the lead lib said. He then ripped off his face skin, and to my horror, everybody else in the restaurant ripped off their face skins. And underneath them was black masks. My God. They're Antifa. "It's time, Randy. It's okay. It'll be over soon." They each pulled out a pillowcase and they began filling it with various soups from Campbell, because that was the preferred weapon of choice from Antifa, was soup. And they began clobbering my American ass with all this Antifa soup that was manufactured by Campbell's. Everything began to go black and hazy. I woke several hours later at Denny's with my Grand Slam right in front of me. Oh, joyous day, I thought. Had I succeeded? Had I liberated the Denny's? When I looked down to begin taking a bite, I noticed something very terrible on my arm. It was a liberal hippie tattoo. To my horror, I was wearing a Joe Biden, Kamala Harris shirt. I ran into the bathroom as fast as I could, and I looked into the mirror. And to my horror, I had turned into Barack Obama. Thank you, bitches.